Hey everyone, this is Bob here at Wirefly with a cell phone Schmackdown. Today we are going to compare the Motorola DROID Pro versus the Samsung Fascinate. These are both on the Verizon network and they are both very interesting Android cell phones, both with very different form factors. So let's get on with the cell phone Schmackdown. I mean, you can see that there's a difference between these two phones. The Motorola DROID Pro has got a 3.1-inch LCD screen, and the Samsung Fascinate has a 4-inch diagonal Super AMOLED screen. This is kind of the class of the cell phone screens that are now available out there in the industry. So, very different in terms of screen. This is on the Samsung Fascinate has a resolution of 800 by 480 pixels, while the Motorola DROID Pro has got a resolution of 480 by 320. But I got to tell you, both these screens look pretty good. This is a much smaller screen, but then again, as you look at the two phones, the DROID Pro has something that the Fascinate does not. On the front of the phone is a full QWERTY keyboard, much like a BlackBerry. So the DROID Pro is clearly targeted at business users because it has that BlackBerry look and feel to it. A couple of other things before we get off the look and shape of these two phones. Here's how they compare size-wise. As you can see, the Fascinate is a little wider and a little taller than the Motorola DROID Pro. Although it looks like out of the box the DROID Pro is the tallest phone on the block, the Fascinate is taller still. But when you compare their thickness, the Fascinate is definitely the thinner of the two phones. So when you hold it in your hand, the Fascinate has a sleek, sexy feel that's going to appeal to some people, while the Motorola DROID Pro has got a very business-like look and feel to it. It's not any heavier than the Fascinate. They both weigh about the same, but it just has a kind of businessy sort of look to it, while the Fascinate has got a great, sexy sleekness about it. So, do you like the business look? Or do you like the fashionable, sleek look of the Samsung Fascinate? Both of these are on Verizon, so you'll both use the same carrier with these phones, but there are two completely different looks and feels. Okay, let's get on with the Schmackdown. A couple of other things to talk about here. They both have very speedy 1 gigahertz processors. So when you use them, when you scroll around on them, they both feel great. I have to admit that the Samsung Fascinate is one of the Galaxy S series of phones from Samsung, and all of those phones have just a silky smoothness about them. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with the DROID Pro, because it also works very smoothly and very quickly with its 1 gigahertz processor. Boosting that speed, they both have 512 megabytes of RAM, so they both have a good quantity of RAM to help them support that speed. They both come with onboard storage of 2 gigabytes, so nothing is unusual in that regard. They don't have 8 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes of storage that some phones have. They both have 2 gigabytes of storage. But here's where there's a difference. The DROID Pro for Motorola comes out of the box with only a 2 gigabyte micro SD card, whereas the Samsung Fascinate comes out of the box with a 16 gigabyte micro SD card. You have to get at the card on both phones by popping the back off. They don't give you an exterior slot to get at the cards. But if you pop the back off the DROID Pro, it comes with a 2 gig card, whereas the Samsung Fascinate comes with a 16 gig card. So that gives the Fascinate a big advantage in terms of storage. Whether you're going to be storing pictures or music or even videos, you've got much more room for that on the Fascinate than you do on the DROID Pro. However, when it comes time to making a phone call, after all these are phones, the Motorola DROID Pro comes with Motorola's Crystal Talk Plus sound quality. That actually does enhance the phone sound quality on these phones, so it really makes a difference. The sound is clearer, brighter, and punchier than the phone call quality you get on the Samsung Fascinate. I'm not saying that the Samsung Fascinate has got bad phone quality. It doesn't. It's got average phone quality, but the DROID Pro has got above average phone quality. Here's a big difference now between these two. The Motorola Droid Pro comes with Android 2.2, whereas the Samsung Fascinate comes with Android 2.1. That automatically gives the Droid Pro an overall speed boost advantage. Now it has the same size, same speed processor and the same amount of onboard RAM as the Samsung Fascinate, but you'll find that when you do tests of speed and processing ability that the Droid Pro comes out on top, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. It comes out on top quite a bit, and a good part of that has to do with the fact that the Droid Pro has Android 2.2, whereas the Samsung Fascinate has Android 2.1. Now the Fascinate is slated for an upgrade at some point in the near future to Android 2.2, but if you buy it, you'll have to do that upgrade yourself. It's already in the Droid Pro. So I mentioned speed. What kind of speed are we talking about? Well, my favorite speed test is the quadrant speed test, which you can download from the Android market. The Motorola Droid Pro, when I ran a quadrant speed test, got a score of 1500. That is an outstanding quadrant score. The Verizon Fascinate, when I tested it, scored around 900. Now 900 is not bad for a quadrant score, not bad at all, but 900 is not the same as 1500. So the Droid Pro definitely comes out on top in the overall speed of the phone. Now there's a couple of other things. Both of these phones have some very nice features. Both of these phones, for example, have the ability to do a 3D mobile hotspot. Let's see if I can find that. Here you go. Excuse me, I said 3D. It's 3G mobile hotspot. So both these phones have that, which is a very nice feature. I'm going to go ahead and tip this up so it rotates around. You can see that the Fascinate is more colorful, but that doesn't make a difference when you're actually using it. Both of them have a very easy 3G mobile hotspot feature, very easy to set up and get functioning. So they both have plenty that they can talk about on their behalf. Let's go back to the Samsung Fascinate here. Both of these phones have cameras that are 5 megapixel, and they both have LED flashes. Now the Samsung Fascinate can also take 720p HD video. Keep in mind that this comes with a 16 gig micro SD chip inside, so you got plenty of storage space. So you can do HD video with the Samsung Fascinate, and although this has an identical 5 megapixel still image capability, the Droid Pro can only take standard definition videos. So if you do use your phone to take videos, keep in mind that this will do HD videos on the Samsung Fascinate, whereas the Droid Pro will do only standard definition videos. So that is a look at what you can expect in a Schmackdown of the Motorola Droid Pro versus the Samsung Fascinate on the Verizon network. Hey, I'm Bob here at Wirefly. Thanks for watching.